Good evening and welcome to Requiem for London, the City of Martyrs. We have tonight a scene with the sheriff and Emily. Emily has just sent a message that she needs to meet and talk with him at his earliest convenience. It will just say in brackets, no emergency, just update or something like that. And the message has been received, and the sheriff has given the address of another place, a small coffee shop, that we will start our scene in. Currently, Emily is sitting at the table, and she is wearing she looks a little bit different, not that much different from usual. She's wearing a shawl or a thing wrapped around her neck and the bottom of her face. She looks as though she's maybe freezing a bit. It is cold, so whatever. People don't seem to mind that much. It's covering the bottom part of her face, but she is out and about. And currently she's just sitting, waiting. She's just ordered some tea from this place, but yeah, she's waiting for the sheriff.
So, walking in from the rather warm evening, you can see the sheriff. He looks around for a minute, goes up to the counter, orders a black coffee, looks around for a bit more, sees you. It's more like he looks around because he's keeping the masquerade more than anything else. Obviously, he can sense your beast and where you are. But he looks around, smiles a bit, sits down, smiles at you, and nods. You can see his demeanor is somewhat, jovial, happy, like he's putting on a face for everyone to see while here.
She just nods and just says, "Good evening." Yeah. So, yeah, I'm doing better. So I just, last time got caught off and were a little hectic, but the person we got set into contact with helped me out, and you'll see that she'll move the shawl that she's wearing on the lower part of her face, just covering it a bit down, and yeah, she has skin and bone. It seems she seems to have, well, a replacement, but you will also notice that there is, like, out on the side, just like there is a certain point where it started to get completely burned off. You'll see there is like some fairly hefty stitches. It looks like Frankenstein is essentially like it's not been stapled on, but almost, like some fairly hefty stitches in there. But it's clear that she's been patched up somehow.
All right. He'll look at it, not say anything for a while, and he'll nod. It's great that you're feeling better, Miss Stevenson. Are you gonna recover fully, or are you gonna?
Of course.
Are you gonna be back to your lovely usual self? That is, or are you going to be blessed with?
I think at some point the guy was a little vague, but and she She just kind of taps her index finger on her jaw. This addition will have to stay on for a little while, but at some point it will probably be replaced by, well, my own, I suppose you could say. I am not sure exactly what happened, but one thing is certain. It hurt like a fucking bitch.
Of course.
I can't recommend it.
Shouldn't want to either. Never go to a coffin doctor.
Oh, honestly, I prefer that compared to, well, you saw.
Well, to each their own, Miss Stevenson. Now, you wanted to talk with me. How can I help you?
Well, she looks a little bit confused for a couple of moments. No, it's, you know, we had a meeting and I think we got some new things put before us. Whether we like it or not, we should prepare for certain things. And I was wondering, what do you think our next step should be? And, maybe we should discuss our next couple of steps and all that.
Miss Stevenson, I'm working my ass off trying to get everything to go together here. And, well, you grab as much as you can. That's the plan right now. Try to get a hold of any type of influences you can. Anything that can be of use to us.
She looks a bit confused at you. Right. Okay.
What are you planning to do? Do you have anything you want to do?
Make sure that I do what my sire wants, and make sure that we make progress in finding out what happened. And
so you want to do whatever your sire wants you to do. That is great. I want to know what happened as well. And what I know is we have little to go on. I have some leads, of course, but those are vague at best, and I need to look into things. What we need right now is a power base. We need something to lean on, something to say this is ours and this is something we can use. I would say, oh, well, if you're gonna be looking better in a few days, I would say you go to Canary Wharf and grab yourself a nice-looking guy from a bar there and ghoul him. Maybe, if he's a rich man, a lot of resources.
her eyes are growing very wide, and she just stares at you. Yeah, no, I don't think so. No.
You don't think so getting a ghoul, or you don't think getting a ghoul?
No. Look, I'll get a ghoul, that's fine, but, okay, fine, I'll get a ghoul or something.
You don't have to get a ghoul.
Good.
But you need to get something to contribute to this, the making of this city.
Well, I am.
How?
Well, it just helped you bag our first couple of hunters.
And Braun is well and good. But you can't lead a city with just brawn. We need to get people within the bureaucracy. We need to get people within the banks. We need to get people within the fucking hospitals, within the police force. And God knows I'm working on that, but that's a hard thing to do. We need to get a hold of politicians, maybe even the right and left wing extremists. We need to get a hold of everyone in the underground. It's a lot of things to do.
Right. Okay. So that's our next move?
Yeah, get an influence, using them, crushing the enlightened.
Oh, okay. She kind of nods.
Getting ghouls is a nice way to get influence, especially if someone is high up. My thinking is that the enlightened already have like at least the chief of police, maybe the fireman. I would say even the major, even I would say hospitals and the media in their pockets. They don't seem like people who like the underworld and the streets too much, keeping a distance from them. So there's something you can start at if you are inclined to do anything like that. I don't know what your background is, and I don't know what you're good at. I know you're a good-looking girl, and you can get any man in bed if you so desire, and that is a good way to.
Okay, thank you. Stop. Okay, good. Let's just, and she just kind of just looks around to see if anyone heard that, and she just says, okay, I'll find out some influence things and stuff. That's good. I'll do that. Um, but like, there's another location. Like, there's the cemetery. That's been apparently someone's done something about that. We did the Shunt Club, but it wasn't there a third location that was like kindred.
The university. I'm already looking into that. I might be needing help. I don't know.
Right. I'll look into that as well. I have some. Well, I had some time at university myself.
All right. Good luck. And he'll stand
Thanks.
up.
And like, she isn't scowling at you, but it's clear that she's very uncomfortable and she's tensed up and just looking at you and just says, "Right. So okay, goody. Um, right." And
He'll stand there and look at you. Is there anything else, Miss Stevenson?
no, that's totally like I have things I have to see to.
All right, Miss Stevenson. If you found my way of speaking and giving you advice to be rude, I'm
No, no,
sorry.
no, 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 it's fine. It's good. It's fine. She says, and at this point, she just fixes the shawl so it sits, and she says, I have to go. I have to. I'm busy." And she more or less just she doesn't run out, but she does get out and just begin to walk towards the nearest tube station at quite some speed.
And um, James will just shrug and leave some extra quid on the counter as a tip, even though you don't tip. And you'll walk out into the night for another night of doing the sheriff's job.
And Emily will get to the tube station, and as she gets into the subway car, she will just sit with her phone and just stare at it for a moment. It's just she'll look up, like she will tap in, like for a couple of seconds. She looks at a dating app on her phone, or thinking of installing it. And she just shakes her head. She almost blushes, although she can't really, and just decides against it and just shakes her head and just um, she just begins to make some mental notes, and she gets her notebook out and just begins to write certain things about university, and some notes to just on the top of her head. And with that, scene will come to a close. Thank you very much, players, for playing, and watchers for watching. Good night.